All right, welcome to Good Inspiration Live. This is where we bring you motivating conversation, intriguing conversation, and even talks that will motivate you, inspire you, and let you realize that life is so much full of good things. Now, this particular afternoon, I have the privilege to host a very amazing gentleman. Tunamuita Mr. Prezo mwenyewe. So atatuambia hii jina ya Prezo inatokana na wapi. So allow me this afternoon to welcome Mr. President. Mr. President.
Yes, sir.
Karibu sana.
I'm happy to be here.
How have you been?
I've been fine.
You've been fine?
Yes, sir.
Maisha iko aje?
Tunangangana tu.
Ni kungangana.
Yes, sir.
It is good. Thank you for accepting to be part of this conversation and accepting to be hosted here. Now, if someone may want to know, who is Mr. President?
Mr. President goes by the name Bright Owino Bonyo. I am currently a student at African Institute of Research and Development Studies.
Okay.
Kisumu City Campus.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so Mr. Bright,
Yes, sir.
would you let us know where you come from?
I actually come from this region.
Sure.
I come from Kisumu, yes.
Oh,
Yes,
I've never known that.
Yes,
Specific location?
Currently I stay in Migosi Estate. Yes, but home is in Nyahera.
Oh, Nyaera. So wewe ni mtu wa mzee wa Kisumu West?
Kisumu West, yes.
Oh, okay. That is fine. So we brought you on board to maybe have a time to talk together and have a conversation, maybe to talk to maybe some comrade outside there who is aspiring to be a student leader, or whoever is maybe in need of pursuing leadership. Because from where you sit, you've got some experience of how to make it to be a student leader. That experience, I think, would be enough to help someone who is in need of maybe in future to be a student leader. So maybe just to begin with, where did you go to school? Primo?
Oh, my education life.
Yes, yes.
So, primary school, I went to Living Streams Academy.
Still in Kisumu?
Still in Kisumu.
Okay.
That is why I did my KCPE. Though I had other schools I went to. Golden Elites Academy.
Okay.
Also.
Okay.
I had a couple of high schools.
Okay.
I went to Chavakali Boys High School.
Oh.
Yes, and then afterwards I went to Kisumu Day. I've
Okay.
also been to St. Peter's Mumias, but I did my KCSE in Kisumu Day.
Oh, that's great. That is great. I hope kucha shule haikuwa juu ya tabia ile mbaya. Ilikuwa tu maybe out of your wishes, eh?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so that is fine. Then from high school ukajoin Kole.
Yeah, from high school, I actually went to TUK, Technical University of Kenya,
Okay.
where I did interior design.
Oh,
Yes.
so you are an interior designer.
I'm a designer,
Oh,
yes.
that is nice, Mr. Prezo.
I did it for 2 years there.
Okay.
And then due to some financial constraints,
Okay.
I had to drop out.
Oh, pole,
Yes, after
pole.
a while, I, got up again, decided to come to African Institute to pursue another career.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah, that is great. That's great. So while you were in primary school or while you were growing up, when mtu amelelewa tao, si ndio?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so how has been life growing up in town?
Life in primary or generally?
Generally, kutoka utotoni, grow up in town,
okay.
ukakuji primo, ukaenda high school. How has life been?
Coming up, because I'm actually 25 now.
Oh,
Yes, sir.
okay.
So coming up, I am one of those people with term as community children.
Oh.
See, when we were coming up, your neighbors would literally beat you up if you did something. We are those kids.
Yeah.
And
okay.
in that era, I don't think you had the privilege to be stubborn, because
Yeah,
everybody was on your case.
Yeah,
I feel
everyone.
like yes, I feel like this molded us into whoever we are today. So my primary life was good.
Yeah.
I was actually a head boy in primary.
Oh, sure. So
Yes,
hii
sir.
Key leadership imetoka nayo bali. That is fine.
I had in primary peer. I went to high school. A few problems here and there, you know, adolescence.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, you become tough-headed and all that. But I was also a school prefect. I was a DH in my school, also in high school. So I feel like I've grown into leadership from a tender age.
From that storyline, you've been just a leader throughout your life. Now, if in primary school, can you remember some of the worst moments that you had in primary school?
Some of the worst moments in primary? I think there is not a lot, seeing it was I was a kid, so there are things mostly my parents took care of.
Okay.
But I'd say fees was tough sometimes.
Changamoto at times.
Yeah, that is why I switched a lot of schools too.
Oh,
yes, sir.
Okay. And some of the best moments in primary?
Some of the best moments. I think being a school president, of course. Being a school president.
Wewe ndio ulikuwa wa kusema.
Yes, sir. I was that guy.
Okay.
So being a school president and the opportunities that came with, you know, I went to a private school. So of course you met a lot of people who you could talk to and all that. So primary school was a blast.
So it is like it gave you a lot of modeling, eh?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, because when you are in private school and you are a leader at some points, you got so much opportunity to interact with the people of different calibers, eh?
Yes.
Yeah, so that has been good. Then when you crossed over to high school, some of the moments you will not want to happen again in your life?
Some of the moments. I don't think I said this story a lot, but I was actually bullied in high school, yes. So I think coming from an experience like that, I wouldn't wish it on anybody. Yeah, and I'm against bullying a lot. So yeah, one of the main things I'd say I wouldn't want on anybody is of course that.
So this is when you are mono?
Yes, when I was in Form 1. You know, you come from primary, you are the head boy there. You are a very big deal. You are going to high school and everybody's like, who is this kid? Who are you? So yeah, really tough year of my life.
Yeah, but the bullying isn't a good show in high school. But you managed.
I managed.
You managed and you coped up. Now, some of the best moments in high school?
Some of the best moments. I'm actually very good in French.
Oh.
Yes, French and
one
English.
Sentence moja ya French?
Of course, if you throw that to me, I'm going to say bonjour. The easiest.
Okay.
Yeah, I was good in French. I'm also very good in English. Being able to represent my schools, the ones I went to in national competitions, of course, debates and all that. I think those are the moments I hold dear. And I had a lot of friends, not that much, 4 or 5 from high school that made life easier there. So yeah.
Okay. Now, if you flash back to when you were growing up, your primary school, your second school, you had friends,
yes,
I believe. Do you still have some of these your friends to date?
A few, I'd say 3 or 4. The ones we share the same ideologies with.
So bado mmestick pamoja.
Yes, sir.
Oh, that's great. That's great. But for you to get friends sticking for maybe more than a decade is not always so easy. Now, when you joined college life, you transited from now being a high school student where maybe the parents could take care of a lot of your stuff. Then you crossed over where you now called college. What was this reception that you had in college? That how did you cope up with this new kind of lifestyle?
Okay, transition from high school to campus. Might come with a lot sometimes because you know you are in a different city sometimes, or maybe you're in the same city, but there is a lot of freedom now.
Sure.
A lot of freedom on how you handle your finances, how you handle your movements and all. So I'd say firstly, the transition was seamless. It was so easy because now you don't have people on your back. But then again, you really have to be careful because you know the freedom can really pollute sometimes. So yeah, I think the way I handled it is I used to talk a lot to people and seek advice from people a lot, and yeah, I think it shaped me into whoever I am today.
Oh, that's great. That's great. So you got it not so much challenging. You just marched into it so well.
Yes.
Now, as you are a student, I have seen you are a student leader, and you've said that you're the current president of African Institute College. Now, would you give a storyline of where this thought came to you? To ukaamua kuwa mimi sasa nataka kuwa president.
Okay, I think it was in 2022. The school, African Institute now. At that time we had a dean. His name was Mr. John.
Okay.
A very good dean, by the way. And he organized a trip to Mombasa we went to. And then when we came back, I think that was 3 months to election now. I wasn't that interested in politics at the time. But I felt like there was a lot we needed to work on as an institution.
Okay.
And I felt like I was in a position that I could myself talk about them. And I went and sat down, evaluated myself, and at the end of the day, I saw I wasn't fit at that time. So I endorsed a friend of mine, a brother of mine, the former president, Mr. John Obian.
Oh, okay.
Yes, and he went in there, did a good work. All through his reign as the president, we saw a lot of changes, of course. Yeah, and I thought, if this is a guy who I've been with and he can do this much from this position, then I think I'll just take the mantle from him and forge our institution towards that same direction. So coming to 2023 now, end of the year, I sat down with my people, a few of my lecturers, 2 of them actually who teach me, Madam Josephine and Madam Nancy. I told them about my aspiration.
Okay.
Asked them, what do you think? And they said, my son, you can do it. No, they called me my son. So yeah, evaluated myself, talked to my people, came up with a plan. It was very close, by the way. Very, very close. You are the returning officer. You know how the temperatures were in that room.
It was so high.
It was very close. I feel like in this platform, I really want to congratulate my opponents. They did a good job, pushed us to the wall. There are people we've also been working with closely. So yeah, it's been one roller coaster. But yeah, we are trying to work for the institution, and I hope by the time my reign is over, I would have made some significant change.
Oh, that's great, that's great. So, since you took office, are the comrades contented with your services?
We try.
You try?
We try. Of course, there are a few complaints here and there. There are a few places that we need to work on. What we ask from our comrades is that we are happy, by the way, that you people have been giving us feedback. Feedback is important to know
for efficient delivery.
Yeah, for efficient delivery.
Yeah, sure.
So we are happy that our comrades have been giving us this. We know that there are some places where we've not fulfilled, but we can promise you we are going to do it, and we are working on it with our new administration, of course.
Okay. Now, after that election, you had competitors like you just mentioned. Yes. How did you reach out to your competitors, and how have you worked with them so far to ensure that division that was there before election was not carried forward?
Okay. I think immediately, because the elections were done on Friday, I believe.
Yeah.
Where they also announced the winners. On Tuesday the next week, I was talking to my competitors, of course, the people we are competing with, and I told them, you know what, we went to war, and of course we were supposed to find a winner. Somebody was not going to be elected.
Yeah, sure.
It just shows the fact that we went almost 50-50, that these comrades believe in both of us.
Yeah.
So I believe for efficient delivery, we need to merge our manifestos together to see if what you can give these comrades is a fusion of what I had and what you people had. So it's not only the opponents. We've also talked to comrades. Personally, I've approached a lot of comrades. Yesterday, by the way, I don't know if it is the right time to talk about this. Yesterday,
no problem.
Yesterday, I saw you hosted one of our comrades, Mr. Byron. And
sure.
I have to tell you, I was very happy that I have to come after Byron, because this shows you that we are as inclusive as possible.
As possible, sure.
Yes, that African Institute is giving that platform to every comrade, whether you have disability or not. Yes, and right now we are fighting for us to even have a position for people with disabilities, so that they can tell their own story.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, that is fine. At times, there's a name they call you, this Jacob. Could you tell us, how did it come?
Okay, Jacom for the Com.
Sure.
Jacom for the Com was a campaign slogan.
For your predecessor or you?
For me. You see me. I am Jacom. It is needless of me to explain it. So we felt like we needed something catchy, of course. And we came up with it. And it caught.
It caught fire.
Yes, so we are still here now.
It was fire.
Yes, sir.
Oh, that is good. That is great, Mr. President. Now, as you are now the student leader, what are some of the challenges that you encounter when you're working with comrades and working for the comrades? Because I understand you always call yourself a servant leader.
Yes, sir.
So what are some of the challenges you encounter while you're working for the comrades? And maybe how you address them?
Some of the challenges I encounter when serving my comrades. You know, first and foremost, as a student leader, you are the bridge between the student body and the administration. Which involves, of course, the principal, deputy, dean of students, HODs, and all the lecturers. And you know, most of the time, the student council, which is led by me, we are supposed to bring that equilibrium between these two people, so that we make sure that no side feels like they are being infringed. So some of the challenges, I'd say, you know, sometimes comrades want something. They tell you, we want you to do this. You know, you have to, it is a private institution. You have to go to the big man himself, our principal, Mr. Bok, and talk to the principal. You know, sometimes the principal comes clean with you and tells you, Mr. Chairman, it's going to be hard because financially we are strained at the moment. And sometimes comrades are not contented with whatever answer you're going to give them. So the challenge for us would be that time from the administration would be that sometimes they don't feel the urge to serve the comrades the way we do. They don't feel that pressure. You know, it's easy for a comrade to put pressure on a student leader than an administrator. Yes, sir. So from this, as a council, that you understand that we are in the ground with these students, we are their servants, they expect a lot from us. So when we come to you and tell you comrades are talking about comrade businesses, journalists are complaining, journalists maybe want a journalism club, maybe they want to have a school magazine, because they've told me that before. When plumbing people say, you know, we want more tables, we ask. We know that sometimes finances are infringed kidogo, haiko haitoshi, but the administration should try for us. From the student side, we just ask for you people to sometimes understand that, you know, we are pushing enough for you people. Yes, sir.
Yeah, that is nice. That is nice. Then as you work with comrades, some of the things that they do that keeps you going, that motivates you, pushes you every day, every other day to be fighting on their behalf. What are some of these things or some of the moments that ukiona tu you just feel like you should continue fighting for the rights of the comrades?
You know, I believe everybody who goes for an elective position in campus, they always have this thing about service delivery, about service to the comrades. And that is why we don't call ourselves leaders, we call ourselves servants. So our motivation is seeing comrades happy. The other day we had our cultural event. I believe you are there, and you could see the smiles on the faces of the comrades. So tomorrow we'll be having our first friendly match. The footballers are happy about it. They talked to the principal in our meeting that I attended today, and I hope that the reforms they asked for will be looked at by the principal. But our motivation as student leaders is the happiness of the comrades. Yes, sir.
Oh, that is fine. So when comrades are given what they may be asked for, you feel so much happy and so much fulfilling.
Yes,
oh, that is great. Now, being a student leader, what does it take to be a student leader?
What does it take?
Like, do you need special qualities?
You don't need special qualities. It is the belief you have in yourself. I believe for somebody to be a student leader, you have to be a fighter.
A fighter.
Because it is not easy sometimes. There's going to be a lot of challenge, especially in African Institute. The comrades in our institution, they are very bright. They are politically woke. So for you to go in there and win, you have to be on your A game. So being a student leader for me also, I think you have to be very humble. Very humble.
Okay.
Down to earth. You have to be talking to everybody, of course, because how are you going to maneuver? How are you going to know the problems at the grassroots? So you have to make the comrades feel like you are with them in everything.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that is great. So are you one of these humble guys?
Am I one of these humble guys? It depends on the context and who you ask. No, I am a very humble guy. But like I've said, for you to be a student leader, you need to be very tough. So sometimes, for the administration, if you can ask the principal, maybe his opinions may differ, because sometimes we go to that office and we are very mad. And things maybe blow out of proportion a little, but like I said, we have a very understanding principle. Thank you so much for what you are doing for us.
Okay.
So yeah, I believe I'm a very humble guy.
That's nice. Yes. That's nice. Now, while you are a leader, do you always encounter cases of indiscipline from the comrades?
Yeah, sometimes.
Then how have you always handled the cases?
I believe, first and foremost, if something arises, something like an indiscipline case, maybe people are fighting, maybe theft, it depends with the magnitude of how big the indiscipline case is. Like a case of theft cannot be handled by the student council. But like a case of fighting and all, or maybe insults, it can be handled by the student council. But we handle it to a certain degree. So if we get people fighting, of course, we try and talk to them, diffuse the whole situation. And if it blows out of proportion, then now we have to involve the administration, of course, from the HODs or the dean of students.
So it is like you handle them case by case.
Case by case.
Every case is having a unique approach.
Yes, sir.
That is fine. Now, I believe in your council, you have team members.
Yes,
do you?
Sir. Yes.
How many are they and which positions?
I'll just mention them. There is our Secretary General. His name is Brian Kachero. We have our Minister for Education, Yvonne Lombo. We have our Minister for Health, Esther Osawa. We have our Minister for Finance, Mr. Brian Ogaya. And finally, we have our Minister for Sports, Samuel Ouma.
Yes. So if I get a mention of that team list, were you members of the same team from the beginning?
No, we were not members of the same team.
Then how have you managed to bring them together and now you're working as a team?
First and foremost, before I even continue, I have to congratulate this team because they've been trying. I do not want to be biased, but there are people like Sami. Sami has done a very good work, but we are closely behind him. I believe hata mimi niko nyuma yake kidogo. We are closely behind him, trying to deliver. So how I've brought us close? After election again, first week I had a meeting with them before we even had our swearing in. And I told them, we are student leaders, we are servants, and we have to act as examples. So I am here for service delivery of these students, and to make sure that apart from delivering service to these students, that African Institute becomes one of the best institutions in the region.
Oh.
And I can assure you that right now, we are the best private institution in the region. I can assure you, and you can see by the number of guests we even had on our cultural event.
That is
so
great.
we had a conversation. These are adults, they are very professional, these leaders. And we reached a consensus and we said, you know what, we have to work together so that the students, our comrades, can enjoy whatever we are going to deliver.
Oh, that is great. So you brought your team together and you're now working as a team. Yeah, you're a leader, man. You're a leader, Mr. President. Now, after being in the council, you are sworn in, you began your tenure. So how long does the tenure goes for?
A year.
Oh, a year?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Is someone allowed to go for election?
I believe so.
Oh.
I believe so, yes.
So are you planning to go for election?
You're putting me on the limelight. For now, you know, I believe before you ask for more, you have to deliver, and you have to show us that, yes, maybe you want another opportunity, but why should you give us? Should we give you this opportunity? So I might be there, I might not be there, but I believe it solely lies on, a lot of it lies on how much I would have done by the time that
you're given.
Exactly.
Oh.
So if at the end of my tenure, comrades feel like, you know, this guy has really worked and that we can do more as an institution with him at the helm, then why not?
Oh.
But if they feel like I've not done enough and I have not represented them well enough, then I will pave way. The comrades will decide.
Okay.
So
you're yet to decide, or the comrades are yet to decide. Yes. Yeah, that is fine. So while you are in this position, I know you are like the mouthpiece of the institution from the comrade side. Now, are there cases where you've met like rejection from the students, maybe wamekutuma to the so is there being a student leader, I know students use you, comrades use you to speak to the administration, because you are just like a link between them, a bridge between them and the administration. Yes. Now, when maybe you meet, you go present some particular request to the admin, then maybe they are giving a promise, either wait or it is not possible. Have you met rejection from the comrade side when you bring back such reports?
What I try, and I think I will be using this strategy moving forward. I just started using it today.
Okay.
Funny that you ask. So what I try mostly now is I try to get a representative from every group. So for example, in classwork and in these courses, I think we'll be doing it from next week or the other week. We'll get student leaders, class representatives, I mean, from every course. So for certificate and diploma levels, for our sports and culture, I believe we are going to get people. For example, with the football team, for tomorrow, we've already got a captain for today. Okay. And what we'll be doing is we'll be having meetings with these groups and the administration, so that as much as I am the link between them, I want them to feel comfortable enough that I have said what they asked me to say in the way that they wanted me to say it.
Oh, good, good.
And that if I don't say it in the way that they want me to, they'll be there to say, Jacom, we sent you, but that is not what we are saying.
Okay.
So I believe moving forward, it's an issue that will be well sorted.
Oh, so you have a very strategic approach to tackle things out. Yeah, good. Now, we know comrades have got pleasure when they have student activities. Yes, and those are where they take pleasure in so much. So do you have some student activities that you maybe bring on board for your comrades?
For this term or just generally? Generally, we've been working, of course, in liaison with the Office of the Dean to improve our co-curriculum sector. So I have also created networks in almost 8 institutions right now.
Oh, sure.
Yes.
That's good. That's good.
Inclusive of University of Nairobi, KCA, Maseno, ICS here, Marine School, Nairobi Aviation.
Yeah, that's great.
Yes, and these are institutions that we could easily get inter-campus relations in terms of co-curriculum activities.
Oh.
So if you ask for debates, if you ask for sports, anything that involves co-curriculum activities, that is how we achieve them.
Oh, okay.
Of course, we have measured as a council, as a Kisairatso, me and my team have majorly based on academics since we got into the service area, but now we want to look more of the co-curriculum.
Oh.
We want to balance them because we feel like we have neglected this other side for some time now.
Yeah, so like if I got you right, you have sports, you have cultural events, you have inter-campus debates, you have maybe sports days and etc. Oh, that is great. So when you go out of your ways to deliver to comrades, I think it is good, and comrades feel like, okay, they elected the right person. However, in your team, are there some of them that you feel are not delivering as the expectation of your council?
My team of
the council members?
No, I know, honestly, you know, I am more of a supervisor as the president.
Yeah, sure, for sure.
And I believe if things are not going well in an institution, for example, our institution right now, if Mr. Godi does something, the top management doesn't call Mr. Godi. The top management calls the principal and tells the principal handle it.
Yes.
So I believe my team is working, but in case of any complacency, I believe I am to blame.
Oh.
So yeah, and just speaking on what we've talked about a second ago about the co-curriculum activities, we had our cultural event, a very big event. We saw our school even hire a hall for that, which was full to the brink. Some people were even standing. And my call out to comrades would be, in case of opportunities like this, that our comrades should register with our Minister for Sports.
Yeah.
That we have a lot of things coming up, and that maybe there are sports or other activities that you might be involved in that you feel like as an institution we still haven't worked on it, or it's not in the institution. Just approach the student council, and then we can see how in liaison with the office of the principal and them, we can actualize these ideas.
Oh,
yes.
That is fine. Yeah, so as we continue, being a student leader, I know you've got a lot of experiences now, because if you get if you flash back, you are a student leader in primary school, in high school, and now you are the president in college setup. From this experience, if someone maybe wishes to be a leader today, tomorrow, or another day, what are some of the things you tell them there to be prepared for, or which advice should you give someone who wishes to be a leader?
As a student, if you wish to be a student leader, it's very easy. Just believe in yourself. I think that is the first one. Like I said, be humble, down to earth, of course. You have to relate. You have to be very empathetic. You have to understand what comrades are going through.
Okay.
For you to say that, I can be in the position to represent you now. You have to be empathetic enough, and you have to be respectful, very, very respectful.
Okay.
Exactly.
They don't care about the gender? Because I've never seen them having a president lady.
Okay. Like I've said, it's about being bold. It's about coming out. If today, Mr. Mwalimu, if today you wanted something, you have to come out for it.
Yeah.
So, it would also be very unfair of us to say that we want a lady and then force a lady to be in that position.
Yeah.
But in case a lady comes out, any lady comes out and says, I want the position of presidency. Maybe the lady is going against me.
Yeah.
The lady should be bold enough and come out with her manifestos and say, because I am waiting for the day. I'm also waiting for the day. And I think if I want to be going back, if the comrades tell me enough is enough, I am endorsing a lady.
Oh, that's
Yes,
great.
sir.
That is great. That is great. So, what of money issues?
Money issues in the institution.
Because in Kenya, every other position in a political setup needs money.
I believe if you have a good plan, if you have a good plan, the comrades are going to.
Sure, Jacob.
I cannot air my dirty linen here, but what I have to say, and all leaders can attest to the same, unaweza toa pesa. You might be generous enough to give out something, but it's not because you want people to vote for you. Maybe to bring them close, but it's not all about money. We've seen people in this institution, I don't want to mention names, but we've seen people who have campaigned with 200 shilling notes. People who have campaigned with, I was given 500 in 2022. So, and the person didn't win. So, dare me say, that it's also a game changer, but if you have a good plan and if you believe that your manifestos are going to sell to the comrades, come out. They'll vote for you with or without the finances that we're talking about.
That's great. That's great. Now, as we near the close of this conversation, I heard you praising so much the institution you are leading in. So, if someone maybe is wondering, where is African Institute College? What are some of the courses they offer? And where is its location? Take some moment to tell your college.
I think if I'm given a moment right now to talk about African Institute, from a position of however it has impacted me personally, it is going to take me a minute, a whole lot of time. So I'll keep it short, maybe a minute. African Institute of Research and Development Studies has a number of campuses in Kenya, I think 7.
Yeah, sure.
We have 7. I am currently a student in Kisumu campus. African Institute IRADS, Kisumu campus is located in Swan Center, in town. And we offer very many courses. We have 2 main departments. That is the business department, which has engineering, ICT, and all that. We have journalism is also there, mass communication. We have very many courses. From the health and social sciences, we have social work, we have food and beverage, we have, what would I say? I don't know where to place hairdressing. Is it in health and social sciences?
Yeah, sure.
Yes, sir. So, IRADS offers a lot of courses. We have a plethora of courses. And we also have professionals. When I was talking about us being the best institution in the region right now, it measured on how good is our service delivery.
Yeah.
And you can confirm that we're in that trajectory and we are moving towards being the best. So if you are a student out there and you are watching this, and you're in Kisumu, Eldoret, Bungoma, or anywhere that any of our other 7 campuses are, come and register with us. And I believe you, and I tell you to believe me, you're going to get your money's worth. So yes.
Yeah,
but if you want me to talk about the institution, you will have to book another session. I have a lot to say.
I can see. You have so much to talk about this institution. Now, as we come to maybe a close, Mr. President, some youth is watching you, some student is watching you, some comrade somewhere is watching you. Now, take some time to give them some motivation. One, on generally the aspect of facing life challenges, and number 2, the aspect of being a student and the challenges it comes with and how to overcome them.
Okay. Generally on the aspect of life and all, all I can say is it gets hard, it gets really hard sometimes, but even the darkest of nights come to an end. And the sun shines. So it's, maybe you're in a place where you feel like things are not moving for you. It's going to get better. Believe me, we've been in these positions, it's been worse. Somebody out there is having it worse than you. So don't ever give up. Wake up, try again. From the position of being a student.
And a student leader.
Being a student leader.
being a student and then being a student
Or
leader.
from the position of being a student and the challenges they come with, all I can tell you is sometimes maybe it's about fees. I think that is the most common amongst us. And our institution, like today we had, was it an organization?
Some NGO.
Some NGO. And our institution is really working a lot on making it better for us and how we can get sponsorships and all. So come to school. If there is something going on about fees and all that and these challenges, talk to somebody. I believe we have a very strong guidance and counseling team. So in case of any challenges, we are also here. There are professionals who have been put there to handle such cases, and I believe it will be well.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Finally, as the president, address your team, the comrades you are leading, and even your council members, and whoever you wish to address.
To my council members, first and foremost, I want to thank you people. You've been really working hard. You've been representing these comrades to the best of your capability, and I want to thank you. Maybe some of these people don't know how much work you put in. I want to assure you that I know, and I'm only asking you people to give a little bit more so that the comrades can also believe in you the way I do. To the comrades, I love you. I always tell you this. I don't think I've ever got a chance like this to appreciate everybody who voted and didn't vote for me in that election. And I want to say thank you to everybody who has been giving us that motivation. Everybody who has also been giving us advice. Everybody who has been giving us ideas. Comrades for showing up and all that. We've had new comrades. Our freshers, by the way, are doing a really good job. We are seeing them in school. We have a very big number of freshers. And I want to say we're really grateful. And that you're also in the best institution, like I've said a million times in this podcast. You're really in the best institution in the region right now. And finally, my advice would be consistency. Be consistent. Do it every day. You know, if you're consistent, that is when you become a master in your art. So be consistent, be humble, and be there. The opportunities are always going to be there. So don't miss out an opportunity because you are tired. Wake up, try again and again and again until you have realized your dream. So yes.
Thank you. So just to remind you that this particular show is sponsored by African Institute of Research and Development Studies, located at Kisumu City Swan Center building, 2nd floor. They offer amazing courses from artisan level, certificate, diploma, and even higher diploma to some level. Now, after coming out of this particular college, you have the capacity to join any university all over the world. What a better place to be. So thank you for watching this, and up to next time, we'll bring you this from Godi Inspiration, and we really appreciate our guest, Mr. President, for coming.
Thank you
Asante
so
sana,
Thank you.
Mr. President.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. Up to next time, meet again.